Hey, what is up there, guys? And welcome back to a brand new episode of The Evolve. Yeah, we're back with another one. And you guys, listen, today we're talking about Coi Leray, Benzino's daughter. Now, I'm not gonna do Coi Leray like I do Benzino. No, because honestly, I do wish the best for her. I actually want her to do well. You'll never see a video on this channel where I am bashing and doing my regular thing, unless she comes out and diss me openly or something like that. I only fight back when people do stuff openly. You can say anything in your messages or behind your back with me. Once you do it openly, then it's full fire. But that's not what we're here to talk about. Today, I want to talk about, man, her album had just come out, Trendsetter or Trendsetting, something like that. But her new album, it just came out, and I gotta say, it is probably it is probably the biggest flop, one of the biggest flops ever. And that's what I'm going to talk about. I want to talk about why it's one of the biggest flop, because the industry and everyone has been pushing Coi Leray on us for the last 2 years. And even herself, knowing this push and knowing what she have been doing, she said on Twitter, she was like, "Hey, I can guarantee that my album will be number one." And it was a big flop. It was bad. I mean, DJ Academics, he comes out and he says that, hey, Coi Leray Trendsetter has sold 9K in the first week. And for an artist that have been pushed and hyped and on so many different platforms and interviews, I mean, she has been pushed, and it is not like she is a individual artist. I mean, she is signed. She is signed to. Is it the Republic, or she is signed? She's signed to a label. I can't remember exactly which one it is, but I know it starts with an R. But anyway, she signed, but she did repost DJ Academics, and she said, "No, I sold 11.5K and it charted 89 on the Billboard. Thanks for everything, though." Well, and that's bad. I mean, that is the biggest flop. It's disappointing in a way. 11K, like I said, I mean, 11K for an artist, the amount of features and hype. See, I guess when you think about it, and her numbers, it really kind of start to prove what I've been saying with regards to when you get top tier features. I mean, she had Nicki on this. She had Nicki Minaj, but and one thing I've learned about Nicki Minaj fans is that they that they they're there for Nicki. At the end of the day, they're there for Nicki. They're not buying other people's albums. They're not streaming that. But they ride with Nicki. They rode with her because of them. Even sometimes the impact of top tier features is almost overrated. It don't have the impact like we like to think, like artists like to feel, and those artists that just fill up their albums with this. I mean, these are some of the names that she had: Polo G, Little Durk, I mean, Boogie. She had Nicki Minaj. And my favorite female rapper right now, Young M.A. And I listened to that song. It was fire. Chief Keef. I mean, she had Young Blue. Okay, Young Blue was on there too. These are all the features that she had on this album. And to do 11K, it is one of the biggest flops. To not just to have these artists, but then to have a label behind you pushing you, but then to have an industry behind you pushing you, then to have a social media and Instagram and everything behind you pushing you. my question is, and I want you guys to help me understand what happened. At the end of the day, I mean, it begs the question with this fire standing line up behind you with everything going your way, you sell 11K. There are solo artists and individual artists that do these numbers without anyone behind them. I mean, was this a letdown with the label, or is it just a matter of case? I have a hard time believing that it's just her music is not it. I have a hard time believing that because some of these names, like Little Dirk and some of these other names and some of these other people, their music ain't that good. But when the industry and when the label and when people get behind you and when you're being pushed and shoved down people's throat, they still do amazing numbers. So I can't really understand what happened with Coi Leray. And that's why I say this is one of the biggest flops for a long time. Now Benzino, her dad, he got in on it. He posted this funny. Posted all these laughing emojis. He reposted with what DJ Academics. He retweeted her, and but he didn't say any words. He just laughed at it. That was, I mean, that's kind of weird. It's kind of weird that you're praying for the devastation of your daughter when you got people like me. Like, I genuinely want her to succeed. She's just average. There's nothing great about her stuff. If I'm being honest, she doesn't do anything great or real well besides the social media appearance and whatnot. And then she did announce that she's going on tour. It's funny that I use that word on tour with Benzino. You know, we know that when it applies to Benzino, then it means something different. But now she's going on tour. I fear for what the tour is going to look like. I hope people show up and it's not a flop, but she's now going on tour here in the next few months. She's announced on Twitter, you know, we want the best. But getting back to Benzino, he's laughing at her because she only sold 11K. I mean, this relationship is weird. I mean, she does say, she did put out on Twitter that God is my best daddy. But then, you know, it's weird. And Benzino, he did, you know, y'all know in the past, he struck back. He's like, I'm not gonna shut down. You know, I'm a legend. Legends don't be quiet. But during this time, I mean, this is your daughter's first album, and you're laughing at the sales. Why is he laughing? All right, well, let's give him a benefit of the doubt. He did have two albums. Now, these are Benzino's charts. He didn't have any number one hits, or he never went top 10 or anything. He had 3 songs that really got on the charts, though, for those that don't know. But he had 3 charting songs. Now, with regards to his album, he had the Benzino Project, and it did go 84 on the Billboard 200. Billboard 200, that's the actual album. See, Billboard 100, that's for like singles or whatnot. So even when she was saying, oh, I went 84 on the 100, you're not going 84. I mean, that's on the Billboard 200 for the album. And then, but anyway, Benzino, he did have Redemption, and that went 65 on the Billboard 200. So, and this is what he makes known. He makes known that, hey, you know, I did it a little bit better. And not just that, her sales was 11K, and well, he sold 14K in the first week. So yeah, I guess I hate to say have a right to flex, but you don't. You shouldn't be flexing. I mean, this is devastating. I would be devastating, and I know that she's putting heart emojis and like, thank you. But that fake, I'm okay with 11K. That fake, I'm okay with low sales. That doesn't move me. That doesn't. I see beyond that. Yes, you get triggered. Yes, it's disappointing, especially when you got Coi Leray. I mean, right now, for a feature and for a booking of Coi Leray, it's at $75,000 that you that this is where they're rating her, and people like Corday, you can see where he's at. But her, to get a feature and to book her, it's minimum of 75K right now, and to do so, it's not good. I mean, some can say, hey, it's her first project. No, she had everything going for her. Everything. Every feature, the songs. The song she did with Young M.A. was good. I really listened to that. I want to know in the comments, what do you all think actually happened? What does this prove? I mean, who's the blame and what happened? I honestly want to hear. Like, guys, I am that YouTuber. I listen to I read every single comment, rather good or bad. So I will see your comments. So I always say this so that my haters and, you got to keep the trolls and the haters around, let them know that you're acknowledged or they'll stop commenting. So I do read all of your comments, but but to be for real, I want to know what y'all think. What happened with Coi Leray? Where does it lie? What am I missing? Like, everything was on her side. She had it. Social media, they was pushing her. The industry was pushing the features. Everything was on its own side. Even the labels bought a couple thousands of albums to get numbers up. Well, I want to know your comments. As always, KIP. I'll see y'all next video.